So I was getting myself all set up to do some crafting earlier. So I kind of have a plan, a theme, kind of a little bit of a theme. Well, really just like a little bit of a concept. I don't want to I don't want to put too much make this sound too cool. I was I'm very excited by my paper. And so I was kind of looking at my different papers, bringing different colors together like I like to do. I just find that to be so fun. But I was really looking at a lot of these little pictures I have, these very vintage little photo strip pictures, and I wanted to make little hats for people, which I thought would be fun to put little party hats on them and then put them on the little card backings. So he already has a hat, so I will probably just do something different with him. So I kind of pre-planned some of my cards because that kind of makes things go easier. What I did with this is this was some ephemera that was in my collection, and it's shorter than my template of 3x5. So you can see it's about that much shorter. So I cut this little scrap and I cut it so it's the same height as that. And then I can just kind of adjust using my template on the back side. I can adjust making sure that it'll be the length it needs to be. And I just need to glue it down. So that is how I decided how to handle that one. And I'm just going to attach that now. I waited to glue it down. Oh, actually, I wanted to leave this side. I'm going to actually glue it to this side. And the reason why is because I wanted to make sure not to cover up that print. And also, there's somebody's handwriting here. It says January 22nd, 1963. Okay, so I'm just making sure this little card is like a Franken card. So scrap that's ripped along with a piece of ephemera, like so. This is probably one of my favorite things to do is kind of build these little Franken cards. So they're sort of like brought together. So this one did not have a plan for who was going to be on it. It's really about I made a little hat for him already. So this was really more about which the patterns look the best on it. So this hat kind of blends in because of the background. So she would look good on this side like that. See how much that kind of stands out. So my plan is I really liked this tab. So this is one of my um OG tabs. I had this one tabbed before I ever started the Late Night Crafty Club. This has been in my collection for so long. So I was going to do it like that. So this is more, I would say, like a tonal kind of color palette. They all kind of like are very harmonious, which I tend tend to like when things are contrasty. So I tend to like something that goes against it. So another option, I I cut this hat to her head, so it's kind of like it's done. So I saved this one. I like this paper has this design here where the lines are coming together and it kind of makes this interesting pattern in the middle. So I thought that might be it might be interesting, I don't know. When I cut his hat, it would make a natural little design and it could be fun. And he would have this interesting little yellow stripy hat against this pink paper. So when it comes to, I'm going to give a little chit chat about things I like to do. So when it comes to elements like this, and I have like two different kinds of patterns, I do tend to have always liked to put something like straight down the middle on there. Usually it's been a honey. Okay. And I could do that. I could put a honey on that. I might do it, put honey on it. I just thought it was kind of fun. I have been using honeys for a really long time, and then I got these what do you call them? These little photo strips. And I just thought, wow, I don't usually put dudes in here, and these are kind of fun. And I kind of like them because they're very black and white. And I really like some of the expressions on their faces are actually they're very cool. I mean, they give a lot of drama. And, it's different. I have a lot of honeys on these cards. So it's kind of fun to have a little mix. But historically, I have always loved honey, and I do tend to put the honeys kind of down on that little middle. Like she would be fantastic because she's got this nice dark top on. See? So, like, that would be an example of placing her somewhere. But she also works really well on this pink side too. I feel like she would just get lost over here. So, like, I feel like that would anchor her much better. However, I am going to stick with my guy. I am going to do that because I think it would be nice to mix it up. Plus, putting him this little I don't know that he's a farmer. I just make that assumption because I have so many pictures of men that are wearing these coveralls. I assume that the pictures of these men probably did represent men who worked either. What do you think? They probably had some kind of job where they worked in garages and on farmy, handsy work. So I'm going to give him a fun party hat. Make his He probably worked really hard, right? And make his life a little more fun that day. And then I'm going to stick him on this bill. So I'm kind of pressing the hat against his head so it kind of holds it in place. And then Claudine Helmuth is the artist that is the one that kind of, at least as far as I know, I've never seen anyone who did it any sooner she's the first one I ever saw start this, what do you call that? Technique of wearing the little party hats or little dunce hats. She was like a little collage artist. Absolutely loved her. And she kind of just stopped doing stuff. She produced some books. She was doing This was years ago, so she was definitely more of a old school collage artist. She had produced books. She had some products that you could buy, and she had done some workshops. And I tried following her, seeing what had happened to her because I was interested in, like, where is she? I would be curious in finding out if I could ever take one of her workshops one day. And it kind of looks like she may have just kind of maybe focused on her career because it seemed like I couldn't really find her doing anything in the artistic realm anymore. She did, right, Doreen? So I have a few of her books actually. Okay. So I think let me see here. I'm trying to remember where I put them. Okay. So I am going to make his hat a little more fun. And I'm going to do that with this guy. He already has a hat, but I think I'm going to see if I can, like, trim something and put it down on his little head. So that little thing the little pattern ended up being kind of fun. But I'm going to add some little buttons to his hat. I just need to figure out what color, how it looks the best. The delightful collection from Pink Fresh, this little palette is delicious. We have some friends who've joined us. Hello, Miss Tish. Hi, Anna. If I didn't say hi to you earlier, hello, Miss Anna. And hi, Teresa. You are coming in hot, but you're here. And hi, Miss Lori M. 30 degrees in North Alabama. I don't get it. Even the South knows what to do. And here we are. Okay, so pink is a little too subtle. I do love this green. It is very beautiful. It's probably a big reason why I bought this collection is for this green right here. That green is delicious. I do love me this little blue. Now, I do tend to lean towards these little blue dots when it comes to this color yellow. It is just magnificent. Can I just show you that? Right? Is that color palette not delicious? So the question is placement. The pattern that I cut his little hat was not a perfect cut. I think I could have made that better. I think I'm gonna try this again. Is that a better hat? Oh goodness, Corey. All right, he is wearing this hat. This is the hat he's wearing. I should have known better. I should have known that I wouldn't be able to do anything with these fun like geometric lines. It's all like uneven, but it's okay. Okay. Miss Lori, the freebie is going to be next time. The next live, I will be doing it next time. And I'm getting on his first little dot. He doesn't look happy. I noticed that quite a few of these pictures of people, they just don't look happy. Now, this guy looks happy. He looks like he's having a ball with his little picture. But pictures where people are posing, I have a mixed bag. Some are smiling and some are not. So I feel kind of, am I doing him wrong putting this hat on? I feel a little bit like I am. It's funny to think that some of these pictures are like, I was thinking about that when I was looking at them. I was like, wow, this is a real person. He was a real person, and he's somebody's, husband, somebody's dad, somebody's grandpa, somebody's great grandpa, and in a million years, I'm sure he would have never expected to be the feature of some woman's craft project. Hi, Anita. Okay, now I don't want to cover up the little scrappy scraps. No, not the scrappy scraps. I don't want to cover up the little dates or anything on here because that was kind of the magical part. So, oh, look at that. I'm still waiting to find the right project for this really beautiful little burst of blue. It feels like it could just be like in a random place, because it's such a small little piece. Waterworks Commission. I think the key is this blue in the right tone as this red? Is this like the same tone? Is that kind of like the deepest red there? Are those the same tones of each other? Like, is this the same tonal blue as that is the tonal red? Does that make sense? Because if so, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it would look off. But I don't hate that. But I'm not 100% convinced. So what I'm gonna do until I feel like I have a little bit more, until I know I'm going to use a little mini paper clip, one of those little teeny tiny paper clips, and I'm just going to paper clip it on there for the moment until I feel more confident about that decision, which I recommend. I recommend you can clip things, and that way you can play around and see how you feel about them. Does that make sense for you? I so love dots. Obviously, look at my dot collection. That's why they're mentioned in our Late Night Crafty Club song, the enamel dots. I love them so much, but they're tricky. They are tricky. Right, Kathy? And now he's famous. Wonder what his name is. Let's name him. Why don't you guys think of a name? What would you like to name him? What should his name be? I'm going to outline these little light pink flowers. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? What if he had like sons? Can you imagine? He would die 1,000 deaths if he saw that I was putting him on pink flowers and putting all this on him. I don't think men really got in touch with their feminine side back in this era. Something tells me. So let's put, I need something. Oh, this is what was going to be his little, okay, let me put the little tab on there. We'll put his name on his tab. Let's see that. Okay, so we have 2 Ernies. No, we have 3 Ernies. So Ernie is winning. It's got 3 votes for Ernie. Kathy says that I'm assuming you're talking about Ambrose. It was a cat on a Hallmark movie. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Deb says it's the last name of the family. I just wrote out a Christmas card too. All right. So my great grandfather is Ambrose. Ambrose, he was a monk's brother. I like Ernie. That was my dad's name. All right, this is what we're doing. We're going to call him Ernie, and his last name is Ambrose. Ernie Ambrose. Okay, there we go. We have reached a consensus. We had a lot of votes for Ernie. I think Bonnie clinched it. I had an Uncle Ernie. The beloved Ernie of Bert and. So it is. Ernie's a great name, but will always be Ernie Ambrose, right? Of the Ambroses, the fine family. What is the Ambrose fortune? What does Ernie do? Is he the black sheep? He sounds like an IRS agent. Well, then he is dressed appropriately. That's what he does. He shows up in his party hat to your house. Surprise! You are having an audit. It's your party. Okay. Ernie the audit party. Um okay, let's see. Ernie doesn't take his job very seriously, right? Let's see. Find joy in the ordinary. That's that's Ernie's motto. Ernie just does not take himself very seriously. Okay, so I don't want to cover up that date no matter what I do. So I think in order to get this on here and not cover up the date, I'm going to trim this down. Okay, so let's trim Find Joy in the Ordinary. Ernie has found a way to love his job at the IRS. He just doesn't he doesn't do things like the normal agents do. He shows up in his overalls. He just wants to show that he's just like an ordinary, I'm just like you, right? I'm just an ordinary guy, just like you. Dang it, there's really no way to avoid that. How about if I staple it on here with that? I just don't want to cover up. Okay, what do I not want to cover up? The handwritten date, is that more important than this? I know. I'll staple it on here rather than paste it, and that way I can still see the date. that date is really important to me. It's like you're holding a little piece of history. I don't know. Here we go. Here's my tiny attacher. Let's get 2 on there. And also, I have a shocking lack of stickers on here. I am really hot. You know what? I think it's me. I just think it's No, you know what? I found these. I punched some of these earlier. Maybe I should use some of these and the little gold stars. Let's do that. Okay, how about this? How about Ernie was an IRS agent and then he ran away and now to work on the railroad? How about that, Edie? So he started out his life working for the IRS and he just couldn't handle it anymore. So then he ran away to work on the railroad. Not run away from like his life or anything, but just like just left the job. Just like I can't handle this. Kathy is not having it. Ernie does not work at the IRS. All right, Kathy, it's okay. We solved it. We figured out a way. Ernie got away. He got out. He got away from them. They don't have their mitts on him anymore. Ernie's his own man now. Okay, these are kind of too big. All right, that's a really cute card. I still feel like I can add a little bit more detail here. What do we got going on here? I got 3 little stars. I love my 3-star pattern. Okay, do some of my little dots because I'm in the dot club. Love my dots. I'm gonna put. Do I have the right pen? Woo. I feel like I need the right pen. I need an outline pen. Hmm. Those like messy outlines, you know. Ernie's just like, I want to have joy in my life again. Stupid IRS. I want to be free. I'm gonna work on the railroad. I'm gonna be my own man. I don't want to find a way to tax the little guy anymore. Ah. Okay. There's Ernie. I feel like Ernie, I need what I need is I need like a word like little like words like this that are small, but is there one that just says free? This is a Reset Girl sheet. What do I have on here? Not seeing anything on here. Sometimes the one you're looking for is just so elusive, right? It's like I have all of these I just want one that says free, freedom. Even if I have to just cut the word free, is there one that says freedom? Leslie, I have one that says nothing but blue skies right here. That's close. Let's see. Here's a catch not today. Here today and gone tomorrow. That was rough. Come on, so close. I feel like it needs to go right here on his overalls, like almost like he was holding a when people get booked in at the jail and they're holding that little plaque, kind of like putting it like, well, right there or up here, one of the two. There's got to be something in here that's something that could work for this story where he got away and now he's going to be living his best life. No more. He's gotten away from them. See you later. That's on there. All right. I'm going with see you later if I can't find anything better, because I still find joy in the ordinary. That's my main one here. But dare to be who you are. Is it dare to be who you are? Yeah. All these little cliche things. Okay. Do I have one on here? Come on. Look. Happy Meal. Making this right now. Beautiful day. Eye candy. This. The best. So much yes. Beautiful. So surprised. Happy day. All this. More of this. Thanks. One word strips. Don't let me down. Yes, honey. I feel you. I feel you creeping.
Not a creeper.
Okay. My own hands. It's not going to be the same, though. It's just not going to be the same. No, it's not. I don't even have cute writing. Okay, so this is what I was going to do. I was going to cut this, like just have the little creamy part of the sticker, like this. So just cut all that part off. Whoop, did it get on there? Okay. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, I'll just have to wait on that one. Maybe it'll come to me. Oh my gosh, so fun. They look like delicious little treats. Do you ever need to add glue to your plastic labels? I actually don't, Dorian, shockingly, and here's why it's shocking is this Dymo label. This is actually vintage 1980s label Dymo label that I bought on eBay, and I am not gluing it. I am literally tapping it down, pressing it down, and I have not seen any of them pop off. It's still adhering really well. So, yay.